beautiful ladies, and welcome to Displaying Your Inner Beauty on the Outside. I'm your host and styling consult, VLR Stylist, and I am so excited that we are going to continue our conversation about modesty. Last episode, I had mentioned that we are going to look at modest prints. Now, that's not something people really talk about, so this is going to be a fun little discussion about how you can maintain your definition of modesty when it comes to prints. If you are enjoying these deep dives into navigating life through the lens of fashion, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Pinterest so that way you can see exactly what I am talking about today on today's episode. And if you are listening on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as turn on your bell notifications so that way you know whenever I post something here on YouTube. Okay, let's get into it. So the question is, what exactly is modest prints? If you remember in the very first episode, I had talked about how when it comes to defining your definition of modesty, a lot of people might define it as covering up their body, covering up skin, hair, etc. But some people, modesty is about the type of design and the type of style. For some people, being modest means taking the attention away from your clothing so that way your personality can shine. And for those people, that is what today's episode is all about. So what is a modest print? A modest print is a print that is not necessarily going to draw attention to your outfit. An example of modest prints is a print that is the same color as the base fabric. For example, let's say you are wearing a white shirt with white flowers on it. This would be a definition of modest prints. You have your prints that you're liking, you've got that texture in the outfit, but it's not in different colors, so it doesn't necessarily draw your eye to the item itself. Rather, it's kind of like a sneaky little, hey, I'm here, to add a little flair to the look. So how do we style modest prints? It's honestly really easy. The thing about modest prints is that they can act as a neutral. They can act as a solid because they are not the focal point of the look. Remember, we're talking about outfits and pieces of clothing where the base fabric is the exact same color as the print itself. And so in doing so, for example, our white shirt with the white flowers, it's really easy to wear that shirt as if it was a solid. Think of styling modest prints as if you were styling a solid. How would you style a solid? The sky's the limit, right? There are so many different ways you can wear solid colors. You can mix and match them. You can add accessories to them. You can add different textures and different layers to them. The sky is the limit when it comes to styling a solid, right? So think of modest prints in the same way. They are literally the same color as the base fabric, only with a little bit of added texture for some flair. All right, so let's say you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I completely understand what you're talking about. My definition of modesty is definitely wearing modest prints. I love prints, but I really don't like the big, bold colors that usually come with prints. But I have no idea where in the world I'm going to find this type of item. I search and I search and I end up settling for something that I don't really like, and that's something that's not really me. Well, don't stress. If you are enjoying this podcast, check out my website, VLRstylist.com. I offer a service specifically for this kind of thing. If you just tell me what you need and what you're looking for, I will absolutely find the perfect style for you within your budget. So check the link below, visit VLR Stylist, sign up for a free 30-day trial, and give it a try. We'll definitely find you some really fun, modest prints that will work with your definition of modesty. All right, let's talk about neutralizing these prints. So sometimes you might think to yourself, okay, I don't really want to go with the modest print thing. I really want to wear some prints with colors in it. I just don't really need it to be that colorful. I just don't need all of that attention on me. Hey, no problem. I highly recommend we neutralize those prints instead. So rather than looking for items that are the same color as the base fabric, we are going to decide a type of neutral that we want to wear and then decide what kind of prints we want to wear with that neutral. For example, let's say that we find a polka dotted item that we absolutely love. It's in the color palette we enjoy, we just want to neutralize the print a little bit. So what you're going to do, and I have hinted at this before, especially in the last episode about modestly dressing for a holiday, you are going to surround the print in your neutrals. So for this example, we're talking about our polka dotted item. We're going to say our item is green and yellow. It screams very spring. We love this item. It's a great color palette. So what we're going to do is surround that item in white, taupe, or tan. These are going to be our neutrals. Now, if our item is a pair of pants, for example, then naturally that means that we're going to wear a top that's a neutral, we're going to wear shoes that's a neutral, our hair accessories, our jewelry is all going to be neutral. The goal here is to try to minimize how much attention is drawn to these prints. This is a great way of neutralizing prints. When you want to wear them, you want the color, but you just don't want that much. Another example of neutralizing prints would be to hide the prints underneath something. For example, let's say that we have a polka dotted top, like we were talking about before, that is green and yellow. So instead of surrounding the entire item in neutrals, maybe you want to wear like a denim, which is blue or something. What you're going to do is hide the print underneath your neutral. So for example, you might do a white jacket. It's the summertime, so maybe you'll do a white t-shirt or something lightweight over top of it. This way you still get those prints that you're wanting, but it's been neutralized because it's underneath something and it's only peeking out just a little bit. The last option is to utilize prints as an accessory. Honestly, this is going to be the easiest and most versatile option when it comes to having modest prints. The beauty of using prints as an accessory is the fact that you can remove them at any second. Let's say that you say, you know what, I really did enjoy the green and yellow polka dotted situation when it came to putting an outfit together. However, I kind of want to be able to take it off whenever I feel like it. If I'm wearing pants, I can't take those off. And if I'm wearing it underneath my clothes, well, I definitely can't take it off then. Accessories are going to be the best way to neutralize and to wear your prints modestly. For example, you can do pretty much anything. You can wear a headband, you can do jewelry, a belt, scarves, literally anything. If you wanted to just take a polka dotted shirt and tie it around and wear it around your waist, you can absolutely do that too. So what I would recommend if you're kind of in that place where you really want to try prints, but you're like, you know what, that's not really my definition of modesty. I'm not really interested in the big, bold colors of prints, and I don't want a lot of chaos going on with my wardrobe, but I would like to add a little bit of texture, something a little bit different. Then I highly recommend trying to use prints as an accessory. Maybe a handbag, belts, hats, headbands, scarves, jewelry. These would be a great way to incorporate those prints in a modest way. I really hope that you ladies enjoyed today's episode all about how to be modest with prints. Like I said, it's something that's not really talked about, and it's something that I find personally really interesting, the different ways we can incorporate prints into our own definition of modesty. And don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube and hit the bell notification so that way you can stay up to date whenever I post, and follow me on Instagram and on Pinterest so that way you can see examples of what was talked about today. And lastly, but certainly not least, if you are thinking to yourself, okay, I really would love to try some of these things out, but I have no idea where to start, visit my website, VLRstylist.com, sign up for a free 30-day trial, and give it a try. Let me be your stylist, and I will absolutely help you build a wardrobe that is your definition of modesty. Anyways, I will see you, beautiful ladies, in the next episode. Have a good one.